Today, we're looking at how some really simple, pure ingredients can give your skin some serious support.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically for something that, let's be honest, almost everyone deals with at some point,
Right.
stretch marks.
Right.
We came across this amazing, really rich, but simple formulation for a balm on 420formulator.com, and it's all about that kind of supportive care.
It's a perfect example of how you can do targeted skincare at home. And I think what we want to do is go beyond just, reading an ingredient list.
Yeah?
We want to understand how these things are working. How do these butters and oils actually help the skin when it's under all that stress?
And I think it's important to start with expectations. This balm is fantastic, it's gentle, it's effective, but it's not a magic eraser.
At all.
Seeing a real change in the appearance of stretch marks, especially older ones, it just takes patience.
Hmm.
And you have to be consistent. This is all about giving your skin the best possible tools for its own natural process.
Absolutely. And to really appreciate what those tools are doing, we have to know what we're up against. When we talk about stretch marks, we're really talking about the middle layer of your skin, the dermis.
It's deeper than what we see on the surface, isn't it?
It is, yeah. The top layer of your skin, the epidermis, it can stretch pretty fast. But the deeper foundation, those fibers can't always keep up. And that speed difference causes tiny little tears in the collagen and elastin. That's what you first see as those reddish or purple lines.
Which then fade to that silvery white color over time.
Exactly.
And it is so important to just normalize this. Pregnancy is what everyone thinks of, but it's just a normal body reaction.
Mm-hmm.
It happens during growth spurts when you're a teenager. If your weight changes quickly, even from building muscle at the gym, it's just skin reacting to stress.
Which really highlights why getting ahead of it is so helpful. If you are pregnant, for example, the best time to start using a balm like this is right when your skin starts to feel tight.
So really early on.
As early as you can. And this formula is great because it deliberately leaves out things like essential oils, so it's gentle enough to use right from the start and all the way through. You're building up the skin's resilience.
That brings up a really good question about the formulation itself.
Yeah.
Why a balm? Most people would probably just grab a lotion or a cream.
Well, the thing about lotions and creams is that they're often, 80% water sometimes?
Right.
So they feel hydrating for a minute, but then that water just evaporates. A balm is different. It's almost all butters and oil.
So it's way more concentrated.
Way more. It creates this protective shield on your skin that really slows down water loss. It means the butters and all those good fatty acids just stay there longer, giving your skin a chance to actually soak them up.
It's less of a quick drink of water and more like a long, nourishing meal for the skin. I did really appreciate the safety side of this one, the fact that there are no essential oils at all.
It's a really thoughtful choice, especially for something used during pregnancy, where some essential oils are a big no-no. It forces the formula to work based on the power of the butters and oils alone.
Okay, so let's get into those butters and oils. This is where the magic really is. Each one seems to have a very specific job.
It's all about synergy.
And it starts with the big one, the classic, cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter is definitely the backbone here. It's so emollient, and the reason is that it melts right at body temperature. So the second you put it on, it just softens the
You
skin.
can feel it working instantly.
And that softness improves flexibility. It locks in moisture with that barrier we talked about, and it even has a little bit of vitamin E naturally, which helps with skin tone. It's all about giving the skin more. Give.
Okay, so if cocoa butter is the shield, providing that outer support, what's happening underneath to repair the damage, that sounds like a job for a specialist.
And that specialist is tamanu oil.
I've heard so much about this one for scars.
It has a huge reputation, and for good reason. What's so interesting about tamanu is that it seems to promote new tissue organization.
Organization, what does that mean?
It's not just moisturizing. It contains compounds that encourage the skin to rebuild itself in a smoother, more orderly way, which is exactly what you want when you're trying to mend those tiny tears.
So it's helping the skin fix itself correctly instead of just patching things up any old way.
Precisely. It's also full of omega-9 and omega-6 fatty acids, which are fundamental for healthy skin function. It's just a very soothing, traditionally used oil for any kind of damaged skin.
With something that powerful, do you need to worry about using too much? Or does the balm format help with that?
That's a great question. And yes, that's the beauty of this. The tamanu oil is suspended in this heavy butter base. It's buffered by them. So you get all the targeted repair benefits without it being too intense, like putting the pure oil on might be.
Got it. Okay, moving on to the other butters. We have mango butter in here. What's its special skill?
Mango butter is excellent for tone and texture. Stretch marks can sometimes leave the skin tone looking a bit patchy or uneven, even after they fade.
Mm-hmm.
Mango butter is really good at helping to even all that out.
And I saw the blog mentions its specific fatty acid profile. Is that what makes it so good for tone?
It's that specific combination of acids, yes. It gives the final product a lighter, less greasy feel than if it were just cocoa butter. So it sinks in really nicely. It works beautifully with shea butter.
Ah, shea, the ultimate multitasker.
It really is. Shea is just packed with things that help the skin renew itself more quickly.
Okay.
It provides that lasting moisture and flexibility, but just as important, it's incredibly soothing. When your skin is stretching, it can get so tight and itchy and uncomfortable.
Oh, it definitely.
Shea butter is naturally calming. It helps soothe that irritation so your skin can get on with the business of renewal. The combination just locks in all that resilience.
And then last but not least, vitamin E, which is doing a couple of jobs here, isn't it?
It is. First, it's a powerful antioxidant. When your skin is under that much stress, it generates free radicals that can damage your existing collagen. Vitamin E steps in to protect those fibers.
And its second job.
It helps smooth everything out. It just helps the skin shed older, dead cells a bit more easily, which leads to a smoother surface. And, on a practical level, it also helps keep the oils in the balm from going off.
So it's a protector for your skin and a protector for the balm itself, a true workhorse.
Now, speaking of formulation details, the blog this is from, 420formulator.com, they do a lot of advanced stuff, like cannabis infusions.
Right, and they actually mentioned something interesting about this specific blend of butters.
They do. They point out that because these hard butters melt and firm up so quickly, it actually makes them really difficult to use for a proper cannabis infusion.
Why is that?
Because you need to control the temperature and screen things carefully, and this stuff just solidifies too fast. You risk a grainy, unstable mess.
Which is a great little lesson in itself. But it also just shows that even without any of that, this formulation stands on its own. It's an amazing, rich body butter, period.
And when you look at how to actually make it, it's designed to be simple, but there are one or two little technical steps that make all the difference.
Let's talk about the method. It's basically two phases, right? Melting and cooling.
That's it. You start with the oil phase. You take your butters, your tamanu oil, and you melt them together gently.
Gently is the key word.
Always. Use a double boiler.
Yeah.
Never direct heat. You don't want to scorch those delicate fatty acids. You just want everything to become a nice uniform liquid.
And then comes the step that I think everyone who's ever tried to make a body butter has messed up at least once.
Oh, yeah.
Preventing the graininess.
This is where a little bit of science comes in. Butters, like cocoa butter, can cool and harden into different kinds of crystal structures. If you just let it sit and cool slowly, it forms big, rough crystals.
And it feels like you're rubbing sand on yourself, which is not the goal.
Definitely not. So the trick is constant stirring while it cools. You have to keep it moving.
Okay.
That agitation interrupts those big crystals from forming, and it forces the butters to set into a smooth, creamy structure instead.
So you just keep stirring until it's not a clear liquid anymore.
You keep going until it gets thick and opaque. The blog calls it a gloopy and sort of custard-like consistency, which is perfect.
I love that. And then you add the vitamin E?
Then and only then.
Yeah.
Stir it in, and then you pour that creamy mix into a mold.
Like a silicone mold or even just a travel soap dish would work?
Yep. Let it sit in the fridge overnight, and you have this perfect, solid bar that just melts on contact with your skin.
Which brings us to how to use it. You've made this beautiful, concentrated bar. What now?
Now the focus is all on consistency. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to use it once or twice a day on clean, dry skin,
Hmm.
and you don't need a lot of it.
Right, because it's so concentrated.
Exactly. The trick is to just hold the bar against your skin for a moment.
Let your body heat do the work.
Let it melt a little, and then you just massage it in slowly. Really take your time over the areas that feel tight.
So it's a daily ritual.
It has to be. Collagen repair takes months, not weeks. This is about nurturing your skin's own ability to heal itself, and that's a slow, deep process. Doing it every day is what makes the difference.
It really brings it all full circle, doesn't it? It's just
Yeah.
simple, supportive care. This concentrated blend of butters and oils keeps the skin flexible and hydrated so it can do its own repair work.
A really powerful formula built from just a handful of ingredients, but made with a very simple, very precise method.
And if you found this conversation interesting, this specific formulation guide is from 420formulator.com, which is just an amazing resource for skincare formulators and cannabis.
It is.
It's run by Mike Harmon, and the information he provides is just so good. If you're curious about making your own products or you just want more free skincare formulations, you should really check out his site.
For sure. And as you're thinking about how brilliant this simple formula is, here's a final thought. If elasticity is the main goal here, just think about how the simple act of combining an ingredient like cocoa butter, which creates this heavy protective layer on the surface, with a penetrating oil like tamanu, which works on that deeper tissue organization, how that combination creates such a complete holistic solution.
Right.
It really shows that the key isn't just in the ingredients, but in the smart synergy between them.